Testing, testing, testing. Alright, I am here. Okay. Good. Good. Hopefully people arrive soon. Ah, we got 2 people watching. Maybe only 1 because it might be counting me. Oh, okay. Amber okay. And, Death Ray. Nice. Neat. Hey, guys. Good to have ya. I hope we're going to have a great time today. Hope we're going to talk about cool stuff.
I'll catch up.
Lots of things that I've not picked up. But yeah, Death Ray, how are you doing? I'm okay. I hope you're doing well.
To me. Eat this. Nice and spicy.
Strange. This is the. Oh, okay. All I can say is, hello, Peter. Sup, Trip? All I can say is hello, Peter. Oh, hey, Skelly. Good. Hey, White Despair, how are you doing? Skelly, I hope you're well. Skelly, are you still super busy? Also, Skelly, I hear a lot of things about Australia doing weird, extreme COVID shenanigans. New Zealand isn't that extreme, right? I remember back there in the beginning of this, New Zealand was like a little bit more reasonable, but they also managed to like get everything under control. I hope you're well. Oh, Spider-Man. Oh. And yeah, I'm alright, White. I'm alright. This is gonna be a chill night. Did you see the new Spider-Man trailer, Trip? No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I was thinking like Family Guy, some kind of I was thinking some kind of Family Guy Spider-Man cutaway gag. But no, there's a new Spider-Man trailer? Legit? I feel mentally, physically ill because I spent my weekend reading angsty Natsu Lucy stories. Alright. Oh, hey, Chris, Bumface. I've just been busy with my own little stuff, Chris. You know, it's a regular week. Same way I imagine all you guys are going through the regular weeks. I guess I'll just go here. Oh, hey, Speed. And White is doing alright. We're going for like at least 2 weeks of everything but supermarkets are closed. Everything but supermarkets, huh? Okay. Not too bad. I mean, I remember what it did to that one thing you had lined up, Skell, and I still weep for you for that one. But okay. Yeah, I know that some of the Caribbean islands still kind of do that. Although they've done a much better job of keeping everyone away. Like a bunch of them aren't opening up till like November for sure. Ty's like, how did you not see the new Spider-Man trailer? Yeah, no, Ty, like, it's really easy when I'm not on the internet, right? Like, that's when it becomes really easy, Ty. Yeah, no, man. I legit did not know none of my spheres that I was even, like, slightly privy to were talking about it. So, I'll have to check it out. I don't think I can watch it on stream, though, because, 1, it's going to kill the stream, and 2, well, you know how it goes. I think I will get struck for it. Oh. Oh, this is nice. That's weird, Law. I think All For One is a better villain than Shigaraki. Change my mind. I can't change your mind, Common. Like, I have All For One ahead of Shigaraki in my rankings. Oh, oops. That's too bad. Like, you know, just at the end of the day, when Shigaraki's being controlled by All For One, it kind of takes away any possibility of him being better than All For One. That's just kind of how that goes. You can't say that the Servant is better unless he's like Starscream, but it's not. What the? Really? Fish? That's all that was for. Let's see. Spider-Man trailer was good. It's got 36 million views in a day. Dobby best villain? Unfortunately. Unfortunately, on paper, he's probably like the funniest. Alright, I'm gonna watch the Spider-Man trailer on a different screen I have over here. I'm not gonna put it on the screen because I'm gonna be destroyed. I'm not gonna put it up loud either so it doesn't get caught. But I'll check it out here real quick and we'll see what happens. Oh, Z Killer's leave from work. Oh, that's great, Z. Yeah, we're alright. Starscream is just funnier. He is. He really is. He really made my childhood. Let's see. I enjoyed JoJo this time around. My taste has definitely completely changed. Although I like part 1 and part 2, I hate Stardust Crusaders because Monster of the Week format. Yeah, like that's why I don't really like part 3 either. It's Monster of the Week. Although I feel like part 4 is sort of Monster of the Week as well. Alright, let's check out this Spider-Man thingamajig. Again, it's not going to be on screen because my computer is not going to survive. What do you think of the last test? The last test will be in Mission of Yozakura Family. I don't know. Honestly, maybe something about moving along wires. You know, like finesse. Because finesse feels like something that could be tested for spies, right? So maybe finesse, Chris. And then... Man, I've only got finesse. Maybe it'll have something about the brother actually really liking Tayo. I think that would be pretty fair. So let's see. YouTube, Spider-Man. Oh, oops. Not too much for, mostly just a lot of people that Nezu has been confirmed to be the traitor. Personally, I disagree and I blame Zoen. Okay. Wait, why is, okay, I need to understand. Yo, what's going on with Nezu? Why is he a traitor? What am I missing? Is it because he's a rat? Are we discriminating against rats? Because I can discriminate against rats too. Like I'm 100% in. Like I personally would. The only rat I would ever trust is Master Splinter, and I can tell ya, I don't think there's gonna be any Master Splinter in this crazy world. Okay, I actually haven't seen the anime yet, Ty, but I'm sad. Give me a second, Ty, because let me make you happy by watching this trailer first. Okay, so let's see. Oh, good God. Do. Man, I don't know how I did not hear about this, guys. Yo, I already see Doctor Strange on it. Okay. Again, not going to be on the screen because it's going to kill the computer. But I'm just going to watch it here real quick. I'll be looking at it from the side. Actually, let me put it up a little bit. It looks nice so far, man. It really does look pretty nice so far. I do feel kind of bad that Peter got his, you know, his identity revealed. I don't think you guys will pick it up. I need to hear it. I don't think Nezu is a traitor personally, guys. This is a pretty long trailer. I'd be happy if Doctor Strange becomes a new Tony, you know? This feels like a Doctor Strange movie too. Not that I'm complaining.
my best friend. My animation really got talking.
You know what? They use the same rainbow bridge effect that they use in Thor. I was just seeing.
Stability of space-time. Multiverse is a concept about which we know friendly limits. The problem is you trying to live two different lives. The longer you do it, the more dangerous it becomes. Be careful what you wish for, Parker.
Yo, man, like. This is. It looks pretty cool, though.
Hello, Peter.
Like to see Dr. Octopus. And, I was kind of hoping to see Tobey Maguire, not gonna lie. Okay, cool. That was cool. So going back to Ty here. So Ty had said the anime broke me. Trip, they skipped so much. You were right. The censorship last season was one thing, but skipping great introductions. I'll never question you about the anime again. I really hope that they are able to get back your faith, Ty. I mean, I don't want you to be a cynic like me, man. You have so much happiness in your life. Shigaraki's not good. Villains, even if the author tried to hype him up in the past. One Piece spoilers are out. Yeah, I agree. The One Piece spoilers are pretty cool. I'm actually pretty happy. And man, I've always said this, but Luffy's crew has always gotten the upgrades to general powers before Luffy. I really hope they come out and say like, yeah, Sanji's been using hardcore hockey for Diablo Jambay from the beginning. I want them to say it. Chip, I did really see Selfie Online use the fact he's a rat as proof. Wow. Do you think... Okay, no. 23 Koda is the traitor and is controlling Nezu without him knowing. Can Koda control Nezu? Because, like, maybe the animals is more like you're kind of asking them to do something. And then since animals don't really have reason, that's why... I don't know, Ty. Maybe. I understand why they think Nezu is a traitor, though. Chibi idea on how May Hatsume is a traitor is really weird. On his chapter review for the latest chapter. Is it better than my idea? I have a full video describing why I think May is the traitor. I had it first. Just gonna put it out there. Let's see. The anime seems to be rearranging things though, so those scenes might end up in the flashback as flashbacks during the war. Do you mean the villain war? Because I'm not sure if it'll show up during like the heroes versus villain war. But if it shows up versus the villain war, then I could see that. Let's see. White Despair said, personally, I don't think Nezu is a traitor. I just think that if he was, then All For One should have been able to get away with a lot more stuff than he did. Why would they even need to let the press in as a distraction if the principal himself was the source of the leak? I would imagine it would be extremely easy for Nezu to simply send All For One an email containing a schedule for USJ. Yeah, like, I agree with White Despair here. There's no real need to go all the way to send in go the roundabout way of staging a diversion. Like, there's no real need for that because the traitor doesn't go that far when it comes to summer camp, right? The summer camp thing, it just happens and everyone's assuming there's a traitor automatically. But when it came to USJ, we know there's a lot of steps here because Kurogiri even says that they procured the roster of who was going to show up at the next day, and the way they make it sound makes it seem like they needed the informant to give them an opportunity. So I really, I don't think Nezu's a traitor. Well, I don't want to think Nezu's a traitor. If it's him, it's just going to be, this is going to be one of those things where you have to like really play the game of justifying why it would be him. Like, the justifications are going to have to come out and they're going to have to be like really, really tight. I mean, at this point, you're going to need an incredible justification. You're going to need an incredible mindset, just like how it was with One Piece. The other problem here is, like, we've seen Nezu's rhetoric, so to, like, turn that rhetoric around also is going to take a lot of work. Oh, John, great. I don't like you, John. Well, good for you, John, on your Claim Your Legends. I've lost faith in the anime. Okay, good, Sarge. Good. I don't mind if Sarge goes down the well of cynicism. I was probably one of the few who still had hopes in the My Hero Academia anime, but really getting disappointed. They totally removed Spinner's narration and the context for the league's initial situation. I'll have to see the episode. I wanted to watch it over the weekend, but I got too busy. And yeah, Animamus, I thought Luffy's Red Hawk attack Loki confirmed Sanji used Haki. Yeah, I did too. Like, but my issue is speed. Like, people don't really, you know, people online, the Lotus people don't really acknowledge it, unless they get it told to them specifically. Like, from the very beginning, I've always thought that the other Straw Hats were ahead of Luffy in terms of power developments in general. And you know, I think I've mentioned it before, but my example was always Zoro got the ability to feel the breath of all things, which is referenced later again in I was about to say Inazuma, but it's referenced again later in Wano. You know, Chopper is the master of Zoan. There's no one who has better control of Zoan than Chopper does. So Chopper's got Monster Point, and he's got, like, he's the first one in the Straw Hats to actually awaken his Devil Fruit. Brook is probably right behind him. Yeah, no, like the Straw Hats have had powers ahead of Luffy. So I really do hope they just flat out say, yeah, no, Sanji has pretty cool firepower. I'm really interested about King though. Really interested. How can they skip Redestro introduction? Just go to his phone call with Shigaraki. Also, they didn't show the League killing the KKK and Spinner's thoughts. Now, if they don't show that, that is really unfortunate. Because that's actually a really interesting part. Actually, no. It's impossible that they ignore that because that mansion is important for the current arc. So if they ignore that, that's pretty stupid. His reason is Maze Trader linked to Redestro, not one, all for one. How she liked to create hero gear and could do it for the villain. How she appeared when All Might and Izuku was talking. Oh, you're so lame, Chibi. You're so lame. How do... That's so lame. I have... Okay, I'm going to be an elitist about this one because my ideas are better. No, that's pretty lame. It's not linked to Redestro. No. Like, Look, if it's May's linked to the informant. Because the League of Villains themselves do not know who the informant is. Because of Chigaraki's orders to Toga during the summer camp. No, like for those that don't know, my May rationale is just flat out May's been building stuff. Before she gets into UA, she needs to get money to be able to build stuff. Best way to get money is to sell stuff that you build to like the highest bidder, and that might be underground. May's already been shown to have a neutral kind of standpoint. 100% she could be a completely neutral information seller. That's all she really is. Like, if May's the trader, there's not a lot of malice in there. It's just flat out she doesn't see the world the same way that other people do. That's just how May would work if you go for her trader route. Yeah, it's not a passionate trader, but it's nice. It's nice and neat. Sleeper Agent has always been the idea for Trader Nezu. Yes, I know that one, Sleeper Agent. Anime only blame us when we criticize adaptation called hater, so I love when the adaptation also sucks because they rage alongside us. Oh, yeah, you know, that's just a natural thing. If you criticize anything, you're automatically a hater, whatever. For Neverworld did an anime news video, and for the Myers, one of the animators says the changes were convenient for them. One of the animators say the changes were convenient for them. What does that mean? Yo, what's the source? Where exactly did he find that source, Ty? Like, I too would like to know where people find out what the animators are saying. The power of imagination. It's just business, huh? I like it. Yeah, it's just business. That's how May works. That's the argument I built for May when it came to my video, because like you can't write malice to May. You can only really write that she has her moral view is centered on her devices. If you center the morals on whether or not she gets to build devices, then that's the best way to argue for May being the traitor, because it takes away any component of her caring about other people. She only cares about the machines. Oh damn! Oh, hey Jason. We're just chatting about traitor theories and all that jazz. Okay, again, the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer, that was a lot of Doctor Strange. I'm actually pretty happy. If Doctor Strange turns into the next Tony Stark, I'm 100% in. Still love Doctor Strange. I still think he had like the most creative way of taking out his supervillain. Though I do hope that he and Dormammu get like a full power fight later on. Jason, are you talking about Kirara? Like that one? Yeah, like, I don't know. This is kind of weird for me, guys, when it comes to anime and manga, but growing up with so many people, you know, so many guys that wanted to be girls and so many girls that wanted to be guys, you know, whenever I see, like, you know, like someone like Kirara, Jason, and I'm assuming it's Kirara, Jason, I'm assuming. But when I see a character like that in anime and manga, I'm just like, yeah, okay. I understand what species of character this is. And I just kind of go on my day. Never really registers to me beyond that much. I mean, like, also, if you go in One Piece kind of just blew the door open when you having Ivankov just going out there and changing everyone's sexes whenever he or she wants. But yeah. Yeah. I'll wait for your answer here, man. Let's see. And Ty, thanks. I'll check that out after the stream. Like, legit. I'll check that out. I'm interested. Let's see. White Despair says, and this is a quote from 98. Though it pains me to suspect not only teachers but also students, given my position, it's what must be done. Nezu's internal thoughts. Yeah, internal thoughts make things really difficult. This is the same thing that happened with Kaminari. When you have Kaminari giving internal thoughts, when you have internal thoughts, you have to start playing the game of adding context around the thoughts to make that thought look correct. Unless you're going to say that Nezu has a split personality. That's the only other way to, like, really make this clean. But look, it's already a split personality. You're not making it clean once you're going into a split personality. Z Killer says his powers are so cool. Let's see. MCU needed more of magic stuff. I agree. Random said, I recently found a video called 5 Tips for Creating Great Protagonists in Comic Manga. Haven't watched it yet, but the concept of the video sounds interesting. Oh, yeah, yeah. I got tips for creating great characters in comics and manga. You can't give them too many flaws. You have to give them, like, one central flaw, and you have to, like, not talk about it very often. Like, they can't fix it all in one. Like, you can't use that flaw to justify why they lose, even though a flaw is why they lose. You have to be very careful with how dislikable a character is. There's, like, the right kind of flaws and the bad kind of flaws, and the right kind of flaws lead to profit, and the bad kinds of flaws lead to a lot of profit loss. That's what I've learned. You also want to trend positive. You want the and you have to make sure that your character is special, unless you're doing deconstruction, in which case what's special about him is the fact that he's not special, and you're seeing it from his perspective, and usually those kind of characters know they're not special, so that's what makes them special. Yeah, those are my tips. But that is an interesting idea. Gonna look into it. Random. Doctor Strange made a villain rage quit. Legendary moment. MVA Dick Riders have been the most annoying group. Then Jason's like, yeah, it's super weird. Are they trans? Does that make Hikari gay? I don't know. It might just, you know, like Jason, I think it might be just safer to say pansexual for this one. But with Kirara there, I don't know. He might just not care enough. He might just not care about that kind of stuff enough. I mean, props to him, right? Like, what can you really say? Props to him in that case. But otherwise, yeah, we'll see, I guess. I just kind of look at it and just think, yeah, great. This is a unique dynamic. I'm interested. I'm not really liking Hikari, though. I really thought he was going to be cooler than this, but I'm not a fan of like, you know, the delinquent type character. I'm not a fan of, like, the guy that goes out. I'm not a fan of the kind of delinquent that you would see, the generic kind of delinquent that you see in Tokyo Revengers. That's, like, the best way to describe it. I'm not a fan of generic delinquents. And just Hikari right now, he's just like, I think what the more interesting thing about him is that he doesn't like Juju High right now. He doesn't like the school, and I think that's really cool, but just not really clicking with him. Ida has red eyes. Huh. Like, it's not like a super effect or something like that. Let's see. Oh, but hey, Kayla. Let's see. The main argument people tend to use to explain around Nezu's internal thoughts is that these experiments were how is that those experiments we know were done on him were actually done by All for One to turn him into a sleeper agent. Yeah, okay. That's pretty lame. Yeah, I just don't believe that All for One has that kind of foresight. All for One, like, largely seems to be playing a catch-up game. Like, when you think about it, it does look like he's playing catch-up. I don't think he actually has the capabilities. Jason said didn't like the Spider-Man trailer. They made Doctor Strange, who's supposed to be smart, do something really stupid to get the movie to exist. Don't like stuff like that. Feel like bad writing. I did find that interesting in the trailer that it looks like Doctor Strange is the reason for everything breaking. Because it's like, you could just not have... Wong was right, right? You don't want a situation where you can say Wong was right. I understand. Man, I just came upon your channel. Oh! That's cool, Alex. That's cool. I haven't been able to make any jobless reincarnation videos recently, but I hope to get back into it once my schedule has calmed down. But thank you. I need to watch part 4 next. Plan to catch up on the manga before part 9 releases. This is a vital moment in Weeb history because it's the first time Western fans read a JoJo part from chapter 1. Oh, okay. Cool. A hole is a hole. I mean, I guess it is. From the UA differences, for me, wait, Ty, where's your comment, man? For me, the UA differences make me worried for Deku. The part about the different shelters going on sound like they could split him from his friends like Vader did Luke at Cloud City. Well, what I'm hoping with those shelters is that they evacuate civilians and then the rest of UA turns into a battlefield. That's what I'm hoping for. Because I think it'd be too much to have to manage like 100 different battle sites. Speaking of things being in different order, Slime is apparently doing all the battle between Remove's first and Clayman's forces before the confrontation between two Demon Lords. Isn't that what the manga did? I think that might be the good thing. Yeah, the author did say the character wasn't very smart, at least based on his school grades. Yeah, like, in terms of, yeah, on paper he might not be smart, but I think he's pretty smart, like on, you know, street smart. He's got street smarts on him, because he, at the end of the day, he's running an operation. Hello, Peter is the line that gave me goosebumps. Okay. He always did. They changed it for the anime for some reason. Same with Mihawk, who has red eyes in the manga and yellow in the anime. Speaking of Tokyo Revengers, I started the manga and dropped after Takemichi defeated the antagonist, created a nearly and still had to go back in time. Too repetitive. That is one issue that occurs with that type of stuff. I don't think All for One was playing catch up until All Might caught up to him. Well, I mean, I think he's playing catch up when it comes to quirk singularity, because he hasn't fixed the quirk singularity problem. Like, he's still researching it. Quirk singularity is happening faster than I think they can research it. So that's what I think I meant by... That's what I'm thinking more when I say he's playing catch up. It's just that quirk singularity. I couldn't watch past the first episode of Tokyo Revengers. Felt like a lamer version of Erased. Yeah. I read Tokyo Revengers. I understand what you're saying. I mind you, like what I was more interested. Okay, so this is how I went. I read like I read up to like the Dragon Gang, but it just got repetitive for me, and I was more interested. I didn't care about what happened in between the jumps to the future, because it's just a bunch of kids. And the thing is, like, a lot of the kids are just really unlikable. Like, I really don't like them. So also a bunch of them are also really ugly, which I respect, because ugly characters need a time in the sunlight as well, but really ugly, both inwardly and outwardly. Anyway, when it came to those characters, I got tired, so I just would skip giant arcs and just go to the future or the end of the arc, because that's where all the stuff happens, because I want to see how the future changed. And then recently, with what they're doing with the final, with what they're calling the final going into the past, I've been enjoying that a little bit more, and I've been reading that a little bit week to week, but it's still largely just it's just kind of, it's not my style. It's just not my style. I'm not very good with villainous protagonists, or not villainous protagonists, but, like, you know, not the not the best protagonists at the beginning, and they're all just. I'm not into the delinquent aesthetic, so it just makes it really hard to follow. I'm wondering how Midoriya is going to explain his power to Aizawa. So you think he'll have a conversation with Class 1B about the whole situation? No, they should really just leave it at. Like, I just don't want people knowing about it. I think they should just leave it at, oh hey, you know, Izuku has a special power that can beat All for One. That's why he wants it. Let's leave it at that. Doctor Strange could still be arrogant like his surgeon days. He hasn't been Sorcerer Supreme for that long. It just makes everyone forget Peter is Spidey. Easy peasy. Then Peter comes in. White despair. Going through volume 11 in order to get Nezu quote made me once again realize how absolutely absurd and nonsensical All for One's internal thoughts are. What on earth is going on in his head? Probably just a lot of confusion, man. Hey, Gohan. I only watched the fight scenes of Tokyo Revengers. Ah, that makes sense. I was reading some. Oh, cool. Cool, Gohan. But yeah. A lot of manga viewers like Chibi are giving Ochako some high praise for her actions. It leaves a bad taste in my mouth. Oh. Great. What can we really do? I mean, at the end of the day, like when it comes to the chapter, like you guys heard it from me last week, but I think Ochako was smart in what she did, legitimately, right? Like she had the better approach compared to Best Jeanist. Although, like again, my opinion is colored extremely by pragmatism. If you're gonna manipulate a crowd, 100% you don't approach them with logic, and 100% you don't acknowledge that you failed. Not when they're in a fervor. Like nah. It's not worth the like. You shouldn't be acknowledging that you failed. You should try and just obfuscate. So yeah, from a PR perspective, like Ochako did pretty well, but still, we haven't really got like Ochako's speech. Like half of it is the effectiveness of that speech. Half of it. Ooh, I died. Okay, let me switch characters. Yeah. Oh, good God. Ochako's speech, half of it is. It requires Izuku to be an amazing person for it to work. But next week's speech might be better. And we should hold out for that. Let's see, Jason said, but Doctor Strange changed. That's part of the character growth. So honestly, I think the premise of the movie is stupid, and I hate stuff when they start off on a bad foot from the jump. No, I understand that. That would have been my response to Animamus as well, because I felt like Doctor Strange learned a lesson. I was gonna say too, like going through Thanos felt like that would have been a lot to make things better. But I wonder if it's like, you know how Marvel sometimes switches up the trailer? I wonder if it's slightly different what actually goes down in the final movie. Regardless, given that it's Doctor Strange, I really hope that they really justify this as to why he did it. Like, if he says he wants to do it because he wants to help out Peter, and he wants to be nice to Peter because Peter suffered a lot, I think that's an okay justification. But it really needs to come off a little bit better than the trailer makes it look. I do like seeing so much Doctor Strange, though. Oh, hey, Matthew. I assume that in Realist, they have an equivalent of Leviticus, where clean sea life is having fins and scales. Salmon, cod, and tuna, for example. Octopus have neither, so unclean. I don't know about that, Matt, because in the same country, like Juna says it, Juna, her hometown, they eat octopus. And that hometown is within the same country. So I don't know. All for One goes on about how terrible of teacher All Might is because he's failing to properly make his student independent. If All for One truly had been planning to take over Shigaraki the whole time, then what on earth is he doing thinking about how much of a better teacher he is than All Might? Like, seriously, what the heck is going on in that man's head for that to make sense? I feel like he just says whatever he needs to say to get a rise out of All Might. Like, sometimes I just don't listen to All for One. I just kind of assume he wants to hurt All Might. All for One is living the embodiment of Randy Orton WWE theme. Speaking of realist, I was looking at manga routes. Oh, nice, nice, nice. Alternatively, Doctor Strange and Imposter may be a villain connected to the multiverse madness. Insert overused Mephisto theory. Ah. Or he might be... Oh god, a Skrull? Skrull? Yeah. Skrull? Skrull? When working with a confusing never start with logic. Use emotions, which is why I agree that Ochako started off her speech well with using pathos. Yeah. Great. Someone agrees. Chris, I do feel like he should be... He has the wings, so he should be some kind of variation of the Skypian race. Because we know that there is at least 3 different kinds of Skypians. So hopefully he's one of those. And Speed, we're talking about Momo from One Piece, right? Oh wait, you follow One Piece, so you should know. Yeah. Ochako better blow my socks off in the next chapter. Tai, I'm not gonna lie, man. Don't get your hopes up. Please. I'm worried, man. You don't believe in anything, Tai. Be pleasantly surprised.
Steady as stone.
I just feel now that Ty's kind of put that energy out there, I feel like Ty's going to be very, very disappointed. But yeah, going back to Ochako, guys, the way that Nezu is building her up, like definitely, yeah, it feels a lot more to me like, yeah, this is the big Ochako moment. This is like with the build up, like you don't just talk about someone being the step to the ultimate hero without that being without that being like a big hope moment. It's just like I wish that her enemies were. I wish it was a darker situation because I just don't care. Oh. But yeah, if Ochako's hope moment is happening now, that kind of means that if it's happening now, that means that we're probably really close to Battle of UA. We're probably going to be seeing Seiro and all of them do their things now. Like, probably going to get Monoma and Shinzo's moment within 20 chapters. 20 chapters? Ah, yeah, maybe. Maybe. Could see that. Could see that. Could see that happening.
Think you can get away? Brain cutter.
Oof.
Brace yourselves. Time for takeoff.
Guys, I was trying to think if there anything cool happened recently, but I don't think anything has. Oh, I saw that Anime News Network put out a video questioning whether or not the villains are actually evil. And I just really hope that conversation ends in like, yeah, but you know, they're also victims. I hope that's what their conversation ended in. If anyone watched that video from Anime News Network, let me know. But I'm not believing in a lot. Let's see. Moving on. All Might might set up an unrealistic expectation. I would love to see the foreign heroes having a what is the big deal react to all this. In their country, crime rate 20%, so no big deal. Huh. That'd be interesting. If it was just what he said to All Might, that would be one thing. However, he continues this rhetoric about making your student independent with internal thoughts. Oh, okay, I got you. I should have asked about that. Thank you, White Despair. Gotcha. Yeah. Well, White Despair, right now, I guess the biggest discrepancy has been between the Vestige and All for One, but I feel like the Vestige is more honest than All for One. Because I feel that's his more true self. Yeah, I don't know, man. We'll have to see. At this rate, I think the longer this goes on, the more All for One becomes flimsy as a character. What the?
Go. This is it. Witness the power of Gurwa.
Huh. I'm not really sure what happened there.
Think you can get away? Higher, hands on fire! As As a dutiful maid would.
Still hoping for a conversation between Izuku, All Might, and Stain. Me too. Me too. Hopefully that'll happen at some point. Izuku, I think, still needs to talk to him anyway. So hopefully we'll get that event relatively soon.
Let me weave you a verse.
Be funny if Stain comes to the heroes and is like, yo, All Might got captured. I'm sorry. I was trying to do something about it, but I couldn't take down like 10 Nomu. I only took down 3. Sorry, guys. And it's like, whoa, Stain, you took down 3 Nomu? Holy crap. Shit. Wow. And you barely have a quirk. That's even more incredible. Yeah, not gonna lie. If Stain comes in there and he's saying that he lost All Might, but he took down 3 Nomu in the process, that's low-key pretty awesome. Like, given, like, in the grand scheme of things, Stain by himself pretty much says, like, yeah, you don't need to be actually super powerful. You just need to be super skilled. Oh, that'd be so great. That'd be so great. I hope if that's what we're getting, I really hope it comes in with that kind of note.
Witness the power of Gugwa. Body and mind. Brace yourselves. Time for takeoff.
Let's see. All right, great, we did it. Claim. All right, let's see. Oh, I'm not hopeful for this week. It's more everyone I'm listening to is praising her for the last chapter, but I feel she hasn't earned it yet. Especially Chibi. He's too forgiving of the manga. Okay, well, Ty, at least you got me right, because I'm not. I think I'm pretty forgiving of it too, but All For One seems to be hedging his bets with Shigaraki. I would agree with that. I feel like he has probably 10 different plans with Shigaraki. Kudo no Thingamajig manga were always good as well. That's the Isekai harem. The MC's a battle maniac. It would be the difference between an Orthodox Jew who is strict on the health laws while some Christian groups would eat pig without a second thought. Yes. Death Ray. Yeah, I am caught up. I recently caught up. I'm enjoying it right now. Yeah, overall, I'm happy with it. Overall, I'm good. I enjoy it. I like Shura as an enemy. I wish he didn't beat up the androids as much as he did, but I'm very hopeful that everything's going to work out because Rebecca has amazing powers. Oh, interesting, Jason. That's interesting. Trip, what's your personal take on Katakoa's 40 anime per year plan? I think it's great. I think that's a great plan. Like, let's be honest. Katakoa dominates the charts almost every month. They have they have many series. I think this is a smart idea because for them, it's only going to be profit. There's no way they're not getting profit. And you know, it might sound like it's crazy, but Katakoa owns so many light novels. It's not even funny. They 100% can do it, and they're 100% going to get money for it because they also know. If you look at Katakoa anime, they 100% know which anime deserve big budgets and which ones don't. They've been pretty good on giving low-tier shows, low-tier budgets. Mind you, they also give, like, I think, high-tier shows bad budgets, but you know what? They're hedging their bets. I think it's totally reasonable. I think they can do it. And if they do this, they're going to find the really good ones faster. Now the big thing, of course, is the budget, because there's a possibility that the good novels might get screwed over by the budget, and then they come out looking subpar. But yeah, if Katakoa is going to be doing 40 anime per year, I'm 100%. I think that's a good idea, and I hope to one day be in a position where I can take advantage of that. Fingers crossed. Trip, what's your personal take? Oh, no, I got that. Stain took out the Nomu to protect All Might. I think Stain's going to help Izuku. What do you think? Oh, yeah, Alex. I think Stain's going to have a moment where he becomes a dark hero. Also, anime got rid of the collage of images around Shigaraki when he's talking about things he wants to destroy. It's just a normal background, no Deku or 9. Yeah, I expected that one. Like, honestly. You know why I expected that, Ty? Because the anime already took out some of the montage images from when they were showing the kids on their internships or their work studies. So once they're doing that and they're taking away the beauty of the manga, look, they take away the beauty of the manga. When you take away Fuyumi praying and you take away the symbolic shots of the cherry blossom tree without the cherry blossoms, then screw you, man. Like, that was a beautiful thing that happened in the manga that gave you a really unique reading experience, and you're taking it out. The anime is, like, the anime is not worth it when it comes to this, the little details. It's the same thing that they did when they took out the foreshadowing of Shirakumo at the end of Joint Training. They took that out as well. The anime has been about this every step of the way. That's why you don't really give the anime any kind of leeway, because when they have the little details that it's only one extra panel pretty much that they're drawing, when they are given the chance, they always fail. That's mean. That's mean. But then again, we have Slideshow Academia. The only times that the anime really tries is when they have the opportunity to put the girls in swimsuits. It's not the Fairy Tail anime. The Fairy Tail anime is significantly better. Yeah, no. Anime sucks. White Despair says, the main issue I have with All For One is how he suddenly does a complete 180 on his goals and personality. I can only assume it's intentional and will be clarified in the future about what he actually wants. Me too. I agree with that, because it's so weird that it has to be clarified. I believe Stain is a real hero more than some of the other heroes. No, I don't believe that. I think Stain's a murderer, and I think Stain has a philosophy that sometimes puts him in the right position. But Stain's an idiot. Stain's judgment is compromised. Stain's a murderer. If you're going to start making distinctions between heroes that want to make a living and have a house or like a roof over their head, and Stain and his purest ideal of being a hero, and, you know, sacrificing the humanity of a hero, then no. Stain's not more of a hero than, at least from the heroes that we've seen, Stain's not more of a hero than your Roy. Even if your Roy's only doing it for the praise, I don't think Stain's more of a hero than him. Because at the end of the day, Yoroi actually makes a positive difference in society, whereas Stain takes away things. Are the civilians going to have a Spider-Man 2 moment where they protect Deku or the heroes from All For One or the villains? God, that would be interesting. That'd be scary too. That'd be really scary. I think the best way I can explain what I mean by is comparing two of the quotes. One from Kamino. Oh, sure. Go for it, White Despair. All For One legit ditched Compress, Maki, and Toga just to punish Shigaraki for losing. This also makes me think that All For One is losing some brain cells. I understand losing but losing a tank. Yeah, Kayla. White Despair has pointed this out before too. But Toga was going to be hard to find. Like, really, ditching Compress is like just flat out, this guy's dead. He's missing a chunk of his body. We're not going to save him. We don't have the doctor. We lost the doctor. Like, Compress, you could have said, oh, that's a punishment. Like, inwardly, he could have been thinking like, no, man, that's dead weight. And then Toga was not there. Really, Gigantomachia is the big question. Why get rid of the Gigantomachia? Gigantomachia makes sense if and only if All For One has a way of getting Gigantomachia back. Jan said, I could see that be a result of Uraraka's speech, where she convinces the civilian to be more assertive, at least as a group. That makes sense, Jazz. If it's the result of her speech, that makes sense, because it would be more about everyone helping together, that communal effort. But it's okay. They don't need to be in a war. Like, when what I want from the civilians, all I want is for them, when they see a lost boy, to just go to the boy and take him to the police station. Whenever a person can say, oh, let's just let a hero handle this really ugly part of society, I just want them to be able to step up, right? That's all I want from the civilians. I think that's the logical progression here. Just more everyday heroes. I think that's what we should be aiming for. Yeah. Like, I don't need them to fight wars. I just need them to be nice. Like, when you run into a homeless person, maybe direct them to a homeless shelter. You know, maybe make some reforms so that you don't have homeless people or something like that, right? Little things like that. Maybe more therapy as well. Oh, hello, Ajana. Let's see. For me, as long as the story and the anime is executed well enough, the animation can be subpar. I agree with that. Mark. Like, for the ones that watch my anime reviews when I get the time to do it, you guys know I watch a lot of low budget shows. I don't really care about budget. I don't care about animation. I just want the story to be coherent and make sense. And to be fair, like I also like low budget shows because it's more fun to talk about what something does wrong than it is to talk about what something does great. Because there's very limited. There's a smaller amount of ways to be good, but there's an infinite amount of ways to be bad. Like when you dive into bad anime, you're going to be discovering entirely new errors that you never thought was possible, and you're going to be discovering completely new biases that you never thought were possible either. But when you're looking at what makes a good anime, you're pretty much looking at a playbook, or maybe every now and again you might see something that revolutionizes the playbook. But talking about things that are done well, you know, it's just too easy to find that same thing done well in another spot too. It's more interesting when a terrible anime does something correctly for once, and you can talk about that and why it was better than everything else you got on it. Like Full Dive. Full Dive sometimes had good moments. Chapter 89. You failed again, Tamura, but you mustn't lose heart. There will be more chances to set things right. That's why I brought along your little bad and the boy, because you're determined that he was an important pawn. So try again. That's what I'm here to help. It's all for you. The anime failing gives us a reason to keep reading the manga. Staying a hero for crippling Ida's brother. No one can justify that one. I think we need some new shonen battle system formulas. They're all either weakness, Pokemon, or life energy. New shonen battle formula. I don't know. I don't know if we'll be able to get that. We actually, I think they should go harder into fundamental weaknesses. Like for me right now, I think World Trigger has a really good battle setup because World Trigger actually revolves around a lot of strategy. And then 295, Inafiguchi Tomura has lost to One for All in Endeavor. It's only right that he pays for that loss, all for my sake. Yeah, White Despair, it might really be a distinction between the Vestige and All for One, the person. Like, we might be seeing an issue between... We might be seeing an issue between maybe the super ego and the ego. Although in this case, I'm not sure if that works, or the id. Sorry, an issue between the super ego and the id. If we assume that Vestige All for One is the id, no. Can real All for One be the super ego? I don't think so. I think he'd have to be the ego. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is that Vestige All for One might represent what All for One really thinks, and then real All for One might be the one that's like, okay, I know that this is what I feel, but I should restrain my vices or my lower self, and I should actually be smart here. There's a possibility that a real All for One is actually applying more thought to the situation than we're giving him credit for. I would love to see Tom Holland fight the original Spider-Man villains and just get destroyed and the other Spider-Man come to help. Yeah, that'd be cool. Have you got Berserk? What are your thoughts? Oh, I like Berserk. I like the Berserk mythology. That's what I like most about Berserk. But Berserk is really an idealistic story once you're in traveling to the Spirit Island or whatever. Kind of wish more talked about Dungeon of Black Company. Random, I'm kind of watching that one, but it's still taking a little bit of time. From a comparative standpoint, it's easier to notice the effect of a bad parent versus the effect of a good parent. My good anime versus bad anime analogy. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree. It is hard. Like for me, it's just like, you know, when I'm watching something, it could be, oh wow, that was really good. Oh wow, that was really good. Oh wow, that was really good. And I can explain it, but it's just the same explanation over and over. Whereas bad is like, oh yeah. Trip, any D&D advice on creating a great old one cosmic horror alien feel? Let me think about that, Ty. Animes in general can be lacking, especially if it's adapted. Just depend on what is put in and changed. There's times where I just watch to see the fights in action. Fair enough, Gohan. Fair enough. Though Gohan, for me, like, isekai fights aren't the most compelling ones, personally. 1 second, guys. 1 second. Be right back. Don't go anywhere. Okay, I'm back. Hey, you guys can't tell, but I'm sitting in a literal oven and I'm dying. Okay. Ooh. Let's see. So I also thought of D&D advice. Um, it's kind of hard. Uh, one way of going about this time might be to play Arkham. What's it called? Eldritch Horror or Arkham Horror. That might be a way of going about it. Because that's like a board game based on old ones. But it'd pretty much be just pumping up inexplicableness. Maybe also read some H.P. Lovecraft. Um, I personally have I done horror before? I'm trying to think, because one of my campaigns is all over the place. Yeah, it's just like make things inexplicable. Maybe also describe like creepy little things. To if you want to increase the feel, like you have to make things that are crazy, and also like maybe all kind of change the way you're describing things. Um, that's the only kind of advice I can really think here. I haven't done it enough. Not Gohan. Ty. I haven't done it enough. I'll think about it a little bit more. Those quotes are complete inverses of each other to the point that I can only assume that it's intentional by the author. The question we're left with now was everything we saw before take over an act he was putting on, or is everything we've seen say to take over an act he started to put on in order for Shigaraki to grow and mature? I'd go for the first one, but I know you'd probably go for the second one. If I recall, FMA is more the only really popular shonen action manga that doesn't have OP main characters, and the power system has pretty good balance. Yeah, it doesn't have OP main characters. Rand says, convenient enough. The same person who made the 5 tips video I mentioned earlier called How to Write a Shonen Power System in Comics and Manga. Oh. Neat. Yeah, they just need to stop being complacent when it comes to issues and expecting it to be handled by the heroes. Oh, a creepy child in need. Guess I can leave it to a hero. Yeah, pretty much, Jazz. That's fine. No, let's see. No need to rush with the dungeon. No need to rush with dungeon. Yeah. The isekai fights actually are done well, just not in the anime. Some of the details can be skipped out on. Yes. Well, for me, Gohan, like, sometimes some isekai fights are just a bunch of beam spam. Although this is more, it's not, well, no, DxD isn't an isekai. It's more, it happens a lot in, oh, not a lot. It happens sometimes in Slime, where it's just beam spam. Personally, I'm not a fan of beam spam, right? That's why a lot of fights not super fun. You think the Berserk anime could have been better than what it was with better animations? 100%. If the Berserk anime had better animation, people would have loved it. Everyone would have been watching it. If Ufotable had done Berserk, it would have been no question. There's one that the light novel was going to a blow by blow detailing the fight, but some anime cut them down to save time. One thing I find kind of interesting is that Doctor said that All For One giving Shigaraki the original All For One quirk was exactly the same as what the Doctor once did for All For One. So either All For One isn't supposed to take over Shigaraki, or my joke theory about the Doctor taking over All For One might actually have merit. Who knows? Best well-balanced power levels in the series has to be Kengan Ashura. Jax Blade did a video about how other series like Dragon Ball and My Hero, mainly just 5 series in general, Kengan does it well. I haven't watched enough Kengan Ashura to say. I read a bit of it, Ty, but I haven't watched enough. I would have loved to have seen Izuku leave, and then 2 days later the attack happens, and they are begging for Izuku to save them. The irony would be delicious. Yeah, I would love to see that. Even the manga mentioned earlier has some interesting fights in it, but if animated, I'm sure they would cut it down. Yes. Tell them to watch a Bloodborne lore video. Haven't heard a good cosmic horror in ages. Haven't seen a good cosmic horror movie in longer. Most or mid. Yeah, actually, Bloodborne lore video would be good, because that's actually a pretty good cosmic horror thing. Like, Bloodborne is just so interesting in how it goes down. So good point on that one, Jason. And yeah, I haven't, like, the last cosmic horror thing I kind of watched was Lovecraft Country, but that's not really full-on cosmic horror. That's like more of horror of people being dicks. Oh, John, Tornado Henry exit your state? Okay. You're correct, Jay. I would go with the second one. I just feel that it makes more sense that way. Even if he was putting on an act, there's no reason to make legitimately taming Giganto a requirement. Yeah, man. It's just, yeah, like, you could tell from my interpretation. I'm thinking that All For One is reining in his lower desires, and his lower desires are just to take over Shigaraki. But at this point, I think it's more or less clear that the Vestige and All For One Central are having the disagreement. We just have to find out how they're going to reconcile that. It'd be funny if All For One is... Sorry, if the Vestige is more ambitious than All For One proper. Gohan, Volume 1 is going to be the entirety of the first season. That's what they're adapting the entire, like, all the season. Like, they're probably only going to do maybe one chapter of Volume 2, maybe. But it's going to be all of Volume 1 to the season. It was an alright chapter, but Best Genius was the rest everyone listened to. The Dr. Stone chapter was good. Two brothers getting along was nice to see. And yeah, Gohan. Their Realist is taking their time, which I think is good. I think it's good for Realist to do that. I saw a movie because, like, Realist first volume can really be an entire series. I saw a movie a long time back about a hole that appeared in a man's apartment, and a voice comes from it. Said it appeared because he called it. The premise was good. The execution was mid. Oh, okay. Will Realist get a second season? I don't know. I haven't seen its data enough to know if Realist got reanimated by the anime. But Realist isn't for everyone. I really hope that Realist isn't expensive to make, because that's the only way that Realist really gets to have a second season. Oh, hey, Fizz.
Here we go.
Oh, neat.
Yeah. No, my sword. See?
Huh. That's not really doing a lot of damage.
Think you can get away?
Better bring him back over here.
Rain cutter. Time to go.
1 second, Jason. I saw your question. It's an interesting question.
Go. I must leave no stone unturned, as a dutiful maid would.
Just gotta hope that I can survive. Interesting. Let's see. How long All Might could use his power for Izuku will be the death of All Might, Aizawa, or All Might.
Rain outlines your fate.
Oof,
Time for
oof, oof.
takeoff.
There's a lot of things going on here.
Wouldn't gliding be faster? Witness the power of Gugwa. Leave it up to me.
Let's see. I don't know if Izuku would be the death of All Might or Aizawa. I mean,
Someone needs assistance.
will All Might sacrifice himself for Izuku? Probably.
Yahoo!
And Jason said, so Ocean is starting to like Red Hood. You still think it's on track to be cancelled?
Cross over.
It's hard, Jason. It's hard.
No, my
Like right now, I think it's in a good period because now it's finally got out of that village. But we'll have to see. If the damage is done, it's been done. I think this is the week that we'll find out whether or not it's gonna get cancelled. Like again, what we have to hope for Red Hood is that this is the start of a new formula for Shonen Jump, and that they are willing to experiment with it.
rain cutter.
Again, I think it's in a better shot now that it's actually outside that village. But usually with these type of things, the damage is done in the first 4 chapters. So I'm kind of mid on it. Kind of mid. I think right now, I think the first couple of chapters did it a disservice. Can I get it? Can I get it? I can't. Let me check if we actually have data out already. If we have the data, I can tell you a little bit more. But this has been such a wait and see thing with Red Hood. Yeah. In terms of the flaws, my only issues are really with those beginning chapters. But if we're out, we're out. Yeah, I gotta tell you though, when it comes to recent Shonen Jump, there's no series aside from Candy Flurry, no other series is really super weak. The other one, actually, Magu-chan might be the next one. No, not enough. The next one to be cancelled is definitely going to be Candy Flurry. The big question is whether or not Red Hood's going to end up in the bottom, and then whether or not it's going to be saved by something else being crappier than it. But yeah, we'll have to see how it goes. Oh, AN683 says we're gonna get a new Hero Academia light novel. That's great. That's probably gonna be the school briefs. That's great. I would also find All For One reining in his desires to be a bit weird, since All For One has already openly admitted to not being able to control his desires back when he was discussing Ragdoll's quirk in Tartarus. Well, that might just, like, if you just assume he's lying about some things, I think it'll work out more or less. And he might be talking specifically about quirk taking desires. Like, he might be compelled to take someone's quirk after touching them. I saw the Sonic movie for the first time today and I actually enjoyed it. Jim Carrey was the best part as Eggman. Oh, cool. Anyone know about this manga? I saw him in the Devil to Grant Me a Wish. Oh, no, you told me about that one. Hey, Miguel. Good to see ya. I'm alright. The Okuden difficulty for this event feels so unfair. It's such a large jump from extreme, and the enemies are so damn tanky. Yeah, I think I tried doing for the first one, and I don't think I succeeded. I wish this new Arakawa manga will hurry up and get here. We have no information about it, but FMA is such a masterpiece, I'm impatient. I don't think Aizawa is going to be killed anymore. He was punished pretty badly from the last arc. That should be enough. I agree with that. I think All Might's the one on the chopping block. Imagine Aizawa almost dies and Obito comes back to save his... Oh, that'd be cool. For the Chaco saying what Izuku has done in real life, sometimes you need someone else telling others what you've done. Though, because when you say it yourself, it sounds more like an excuse. Yes. No, I agree, Miguel. Like, again, what she did a good thing by telling everyone what he was actually doing. Are there any other series to save it? Burbs. Yeah, the Burbs. If we're talking about Red Hood, right now, like, the ones that look like are gonna be sacrificed first is pretty much Candy Flurry. There's no other clear series that's gonna die before we get another really terrible one. Like, everything else is in super flux, aside from Candy Flurry. Yeah, just checking it again. It's just super flux with everything else. Right now, it looks like the other weaker series might be Magu-chan and High School Family, but when I say weak, it's a really weak. They're not really that weak. They're pretty average. The only clear one is Candy Flurry. So with this coming week, probably tomorrow, we'll know whether or not Red Hood got shot in the foot by its first couple of chapters. Hey Chip, the YouTuber made several videos talking about how Nezu is 100%. I recommend you watch his video in your free time. You'll definitely be able to tear his theories apart. I personally find his point about Nezu talking All Might out going to USJ to be especially hilarious and nonsensical. Alright. Oh, random. I might be getting the name wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's right. It's a series on Shonen Jump. If you like, I read it on Viz, so if you go on Viz, I'm sure you'll find it. Let me just check the name to make sure it's correct. Oh no, yeah, Candy Flurry. It's got 16 chapters up to now. Let me Google Zone In right now, just so I have him loaded up. White Despair. And sorry if his video comes up right now. in the audio. I'm loading into the video right now and oh no. Ah, dang it. Another someone who has more subscribers than me. Dang it. If only I could replicate their success. No, they don't really do he doesn't really do like super edited videos. Oh, that's cool. I'll check it out later. Pretty sure Nezu is not a traitor though. Also, I saw people saying that Nez. Oh wait. You think Endeavor survives by the end of the series? I don't think Dobby makes it. Most likely he offs himself. Agreed. Also, I saw people saying that Nezu might, because of how else would he have known about Shigaraki awakening. My god, these guys don't read the chapter. I know, right? Like logically it doesn't make sense. Well, what's the exact timeline here? Oh, no, it does make sense. Because Shigaraki doesn't awake until after the Camino fight. And Camino fight happens after the Autumn Festival. So, he knew about the awakening before it happened. I guess like the thing would be like, oh, All For One told him, like way back when. So he was able to make the preparations now. I swear. Man, it's just so weird. People are willing to give All For One all these accolades about how intelligent he is. But then when the actual person who's supposed to be smart actually does something correctly, everyone gets all up in arms, being like, nah, man, that's impossible. No, man, the rat can't be that smart. I think so, Sar. Oh, Chip, in the recent chapter Fire Force, our boy Juggernaut is proving himself and confessed to Maki. Oh, cool. And yeah, I saw that random. I was reading the most recent stuff. Dobby will do an all or nothing attack to kill Endeavor, and Shoto will stop the attack and save Endeavor, but attack kills Dobby. Nezu Trader is a funny theory, but chapter confirmed there wasn't a thing by the language. Yeah, commenting exact. All Might was about to head over by himself after having already gone over his time limit. Villains could have asked for better conditions. You guys are having so much fun with that. I might check it out too and also make a response to it. Oh, Zone started doing really well a few months back by covering early Hero Academia spoilers. Those get the best views by far. Oh, okay, interesting. Neat. Unless the Doctor All For One already knew Shigaraki's full potential for decay. Well, yeah, no, the Doctor and All For One knew the full potential. Like, they knew decay could spread, most likely. I think even the Doctor said it out loud that he was holding back his quirk on... Or, like, they... At some point, they talked about him holding back his quirk subconsciously. So I think it's pretty clear that they knew.
You're toast.
Beating up monsters. Let's see.
I must leave no stone unturned.
They're the worst. Probably shouldn't be doing this one while trying to talk to you guys. That's my bad. I will try to survive fast. Or I will try to survive in general.
Quit it. Cross over.
There we go. That guy should get rid of him. Well, he's dead now. That's great. Good stuff. Good stuff. And yeah, 1 second, guys, and I'll be right back with you. It's just so much firepower in one area.
I must leave no stone
Okay,
unturned.
let's see. MA Shonen, the standard for smartness is not that high. Imagine being smart in a shonen manga. We had some downtime, so I don't know. I think we might get more than just calming the citizens. I do hope we get more downtime. Legitimately, I want more downtime. I think we deserve it. I think we've all been very patient, and we want to see how these kids are doing.
Time to go.
Probably should have gone after the small one first, or like the red one first. Okay, let's see. Also, I have the question: if Nezu was in fact a traitor and had indeed been told ahead of time how the quirk would develop, then why on earth would he even build defenses to counter it? Upgrading the defenses in general makes sense and could be used to ensure his cover isn't blown, but there's no reason to specifically counter decay. Yeah. Because he could have, like, really, when it comes to Nezu, he could have said, like, I could never have foreseen that it would evolve like this. So, here we are, right? It would have to be such a master plan that we as dummies will never be able to understand it. Oh, the manga for Overlord's part where Mayor and Aura show up in the kingdom on a dragon. Cool. Fire Force chapters have been getting really draining. I probably ignored it while I was binge reading after season 1, but the pace has been grinding to a halt chapter to chapter lately. Oh, I'm pretty okay with the Viz, personally. It hasn't bothered me too much. Meanwhile, Slime, it's all downtime. Yeah, but Slime's different. Slime's a slice of life story that occasionally goes battle. Anyone currently watching the anime Battle in 5 Seconds After Meeting? No. Is it cool? Let me see. I'm just gonna look at the guy's video, see what the comments are, because you guys said White Despair and Jason mentioned they commented. I'm just curious if I could spot the comments. Maybe
Patreon Q&A
Oh,
153.
oops,
There's going to be spoilers for all of the series.
There we go. Oh, I found a pretty funny. A pretty funny comment. It's the same thing. One person didn't get how All for One's allowed to predict everything with his intellect, but someone whose quirk is literally insane intellect isn't allowed to predict what's happening. Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, yeah. It doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense to me how you can think Nezu's the traitor when he's looking for the ultimate hero. I mean, I thought my joke about Nezu looking for the Messiah was a pretty good joke too. Like, I thought that would be the big thing, that he's actually looking for Jesus. Deku looks at the people. You want me to leave? Then make me. Powers up a bit and glares at the people, and they all shut up. Except that's not Deku. That would never be Deku. Hody's kind of shocked by the overall success of Hero Academia. I wonder if he feels pressured by how well Jujutsu Kai is doing by comparison and the pace being way faster, so he's trying his best to not go too slowly anymore. That would be interesting. Oh, and no, Miguel, I haven't watched the battle against Volkner just yet. Yeah, Black Clover has fast pacing as well. Yeah, Black Clover does. But Black Clover and Hero Academia, it's not the same. Definitely need some downtime for the characters. The last chapter felt like a tireless journey. Really need a break, and hopefully Hody does something for Mina since she seems to be the most affected. Tai, hoping that Mina gets something is... I mean, I hope for it too, but like... At best, we have to hope that Kirishima gets something, because then Mina will get something by association. Goblin Slayer updated a side story today, and right now it's focusing on different parties. So far, they somehow come across an underground city. Okay. I remember seeing the exact same comment about Nezu not being allowed to predict stuff despite his quirk. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of insane. I just don't understand these biases that occur. It's because he's a rat. It's because people just are biased against the rat. It's okay. You know, if you don't like a rat, you can say it out loud. I don't like rats either. They ruin life. Do I like Nezu? I think he's okay. I barely ever see him. Yeah, Ty, I really hope it's not Invisible Girl. I just really hope it's not, because it's just gonna be... That's just gonna be, like, that's gonna be a bad message for Hero Academia. And it's ultimately going, like... That's, like, it's the worst message for dumb people. You really don't want that to be true, because then dumb people are gonna take it and run with it. I know he wouldn't do that, but it would be cool and be the fastest way to solve this issue. It would be. It would be. But he's just not that guy. Nezu would have to be all-for-one level of genius. In other words, he would have to have such a complex plan that they loop right back around to being stupid. Well, if Nezu is the traitor, then he is definitely all-for-one level stupid. No, Miguel, I'm not gonna watch it because it's gonna break the oh, right, the overflow. It's gonna break my computer because my computer's been on for like last 4 days because I've been working on it. Invisible Girl is not even a girl at all. Oh my god. But yeah, no, I'm gonna watch the Zonin video maybe later. I don't know. I might make a response to it as well. I like making responses occasionally. It depends on how much time I got. I'm currently working on another video, seeing if I can get it done, along with like my thoughts for the future video, which I'm redoing after the recent chapter. But yeah. Hopefully those two will come out if I have enough time this week. Okay, guys, let's call it in like 4 or 5 minutes, just because that way I can get some sleep, and then tomorrow will be D-Day, where we stay up late and get wowed by Ochako. We're gonna be wowed. How do you feel about the Spider-Man trailer? I thought it was alright going Rogue. I probably have to watch it over again, but I'm not as excited as everyone was in the chat. I'm more excited about Doctor Strange, in all honesty. And thank you, Jason. And guys, sorry for my flubs. I have a cut in my mouth again, and it's just making it really hard to talk. Yeah, Gohan, thanks, man. I will. Thanks, man. I 100% will. Deku has every right to be at UA no matter the circumstances, in all honesty. Oh yeah, he definitely has every right to be at UA. It's his school. I'm just thinking they shouldn't have brought him in through the front entrance. Yo, see ya going Rogue. I might watch Doctor Strange movie. Oh, okay. Wait, honestly the situation makes me see it as your family trying to take you back home and strangers in the house are keeping you since you brought back bad vibes. Oof, that's rough. I work in the garden section of Home Depot and I'm sick of seeing rats. They ate all the peppers and potato plants. These wood rats, so they're huge. Damn. Guy, that sucks. Good night. We get wowed by how useless she ends up being. Man. No, Matt. We have to come in with good vibes. We gotta go in there thinking like Ochako's going to impress us. Fingers crossed. I believe in her. She can do it. Nezu, if I make UA an impregnable fortress, then nobody will suspect me of serving all for one. All for one. But Nezu, if you do that, then how will I break in and steal one for all? Nezu, shoot. Didn't think about that. Tomorrow's spoiler day? I think so, Sam. Fingers crossed. Ideally, it'll be spoiler day. And night, Animamus. Night, Sar. Hope to see you guys tomorrow. Ochako got this? Yeah, Kayla. That's it. That's how we gotta do. That's exactly what we gotta believe. Ochako's gonna come in there, and she's gonna be Jesus. Except not really, because Best Jeanist is the real Jesus. Nezu creates the Super Serum and creates Captain Japan. Yeah. Yeah, I'm really surprised that Nezu doesn't have a Nomu surgery himself. You know, it's nowhere near my theory, but I'm genuinely interested in how kind of close I was with my Ochako theory. Viz, I'm still hoping that you're going to be right, man. We actually have cats at our Walmart that hang out at Garden Center late night. They've been eating the birds, apparently, from the leftover feathers we found. Yo, that's hilarious. Nezu is so smart. He has an internal monologue about the traitor, despite him being a traitor himself, to fool the readers. So smart it breaks the fourth wall. God. I had good vibes before the war, but hope I'm wrong. Best Jeanist treated Izuku like a weapon, though. Everyone's treating Izuku like a weapon. Everyone's talking about Izuku as a weapon. Best Jeanist is just the only one with the balls to tell the truth. Like, really, if you think about this from a really, like, biblical sense, you have Best Jeanist the man that comes in with the truth and the honesty, and he's telling everyone because he wants them to be informed. And then Ochako comes in there and she just takes the mic and she's just like, look at him. Don't even bother answering any questions. No, just look at him and feel. And it's like, really? Ochako's kind of like a little bit of a villain there. Like, that is kind of the villainous approach to things. You say that people can't handle the truth, and instead you appeal to their sensibilities. You know, when it was no coincidence that it was Best Jeanist, Central Hospital's one and only son, that went and approached them with the truth. He took all their scorn. Heck, man, Best Jeanist might die for their sins at the end of this series, honestly. Anyway, I just love it. But big jokes. Who's a bigger disappointment, Ochako or Momo? Ochako, because Momo doesn't have anything to get excited about. Ochako is propped up by the narrative, and the narrative still fails her. Well, at least you didn't use all my money to build the UA defenses. Yeah, about that. Yeah, Nezu's so smart, he's aware of being in a manga. Genus, Izuku's yeah, and also Nezu's like that as well. Everyone is acknowledging that Izuku's the best weapon they have. Oh, good luck, Death Ray. Ochako, Izuku's a person. Also, like, the best weapon. I'm pretty sure Best Jeanist has no problem calling himself a weapon. I'm pretty sure that Endeavor has no problem calling himself a weapon. Like, let's not put these people on a pedestal, and like let's not get all moralistic about Izuku's nature as a weapon here. Every hero likely sees themselves as a weapon. Like, even if we go back into the old era of knights and kings, a knight will consider themselves the sword of the king. Like, that kind of rhetoric, is totally fine within stories. It's fine within Hero Academia. Nezu, Izuku is the Messiah. Okay, now we're talking, Miguel. Now we're talking. The sad thing is that people legit make the argument for years now. I hope Hody uses Ochako oblivious to the answer to her question as a way to push their bodies move before they realize rhetoric again. Ochako has jumped out to help Izuku plenty of times, but she hasn't realized she has already answered herself all the time. Yeah, that'll be great. I still can't believe they call him a weapon in hearing distance. Crazy. Nah, I really think it's more of an issue. Like, every hero is a weapon. Like, they understand this. Like, if you think about it, quirks are regulated because quirks are weapons. Like, everyone understands they're living weapons. It's a little bit strange that people do not have, like, the nuance to acknowledge that a person is both a person and a living weapon. Like, Bakugo can blow up an entire city if he really wants to. These are living weapons. I don't. You know what? The thing is, I just do not have the same sensibility on this one. I think this might be an issue of values. But yeah. Let's see. I respect Genus for being brutally honest. Galatians 4:16. Am I your enemy for telling you the truth? Class 1A is the only one to treat Izuku as a person at this point. Bakugo is such a weapon. His freaking sweat is a weapon. Yeah, a weapon against all forces of evil, lethal when needed. 3,000 metal plates. I thought I would defend UA against LDK. Nezu might low-key make a religion out of Izuku. No! A weapon is a tool. Yeah. No. If Nezu makes a religion out of Izuku, no, it has to be Best Jeanist. Izuku and Ochako are the false prophets. Best Jeanist is where it's at. Best Jeanist was resurrected after 3 months. That's kind of the same as resurrected in 3 days. Kind of. Like, just multiply it by 30. Oh, okay. Fun. Guys, I'm going to call it. My mouth hurts. Thanks for all for being here. Gonna say goodnight to Gohan, Terry, Sar, Miguel, White, Z-Killer. Praise the pants. Chris, Gohan, Viz, Sam, Death Ray. He literally died for their sins. Yeah, he did. Forever shall I be harnessed. Best Eunice is the Chad version of Jesus with shorts. No, the religion is Momo Mineta. I appreciate on brand, man. Yeah. Oh, night, Mark. But yeah, guys. Oh, AN63, 683. Have a good night. Random, Viz, Kayla, Matt. Have a good night. I wouldn't mind Ochako rhetoric if she started to say we heroes have to be there to help each other out at the lowest moments. Yeah. And yeah, good night, everyone. Thank you all for being here. And good night to White Despair. Oh, no worries, Cucumber Sensei. We'll be back here tomorrow night. Careful, Chip. You're starting to sound like Shigadaki with all this talk of quirks being weapons. It's not crazy to imagine someone could commit an atrocity at any given moment. But it's true. Alright. Have a good night, guys. Ending the stream in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Till next time, everybody. And I appreciate that random.